Hello guys and welcome to this week's Limitless update. So this is a update of pure madness. So I do apologise today, I'm in my bedroom. The reasons for that is because the ice is so dreadful outside that I can't be asked to be de-icing my windscreen at least twice today. I'm also back very late and my rear arch currently looks like this on my car. I did the coilovers literally last night. I've driven the car today and I need to make some amendments to the suspension as well, if you can't tell by looking at that photo there. The 308 is lowered. Now, before we go on to the madness of what was on Friday, just to mention that last week was the first week of my new job. It's just refreshing to be in a new environment around decent people. Now, there was also decent people at the old job, you knew who you are, but it was a fairly poor environment. Being around fairly poor people, it was just not the best place to be. So I am in a new job. I've done a week and it's fantastic. I have my first ever Friday off. And actually I'm going to reap the benefits already of me having that Friday off, because there's 2 videos coming over the next 2 weeks of what I got on that Friday. And it was absolutely madness. So my new job is great. It's perfect. It's a cleaner environment. Decent people I'm working there with. Obviously the money is better. It's just great. Life's good. It's moved in an excellent direction, and obviously towards the end of next month I will be becoming a driving instructor, or indeed training to become a driving instructor, which is exciting. Now, for the elephant in the room, the intro to this weekly update, Friday, wow. So I've actually reviewed a very awesome car, another 500 horsepower plus car on my channel. And that's going to feature this week, this Thursday, as my first review of 2023. So that is super exciting, and that is to come. Watch out for that. That's also the first I've ever done a 0 to 60 launch on, so we have got a 5.1 seconds for that. You can have a little guess as to what that might be. But I hope that I'll bring more people into the channel, at least for the performance side of things, to see if they can beat that score. We will be doing a leaderboard as we progress throughout 2023. Now, you're still sat here thinking, come on, what's the news? So yeah, we're still on last week, and that is Friday. So I went to a birthday gathering for a very good friend of mine. So you're going to see footage of that evening. I'm doing a video for that. It was a nice little party, sort of slash private car meet. It went super well, food, drinks, all night, all that sort of thing. Yeah. As to what came after that, well, that was never going to be expected. So, in fact, 2 things. So basically all the people that were sober and hadn't drank, which was the majority of people, because to be honest, people came in their cars not to drink, so they wanted to go out. They all went out driving, and it so happened that on that evening, around midnight I think, one of the lads lost control on black ice, and this is what happened. So yeah, it's not good. Obviously, the important thing is that the driver and the passenger came out very shocked and dazed, but safe and well, which is what's really important. Obviously the car is gutting, but we can always look at getting another car. It's important that the people came out of this safe. Now, as dramatic as that was, it wasn't anywhere near as dramatic as the police's response to the situation. Now, from the get-go, the police that turned up were sort of there more to antagonise rather than actually help the situation. So, we were approached by what must be a sort of dwarf midget looking woman who obviously hasn't had sex for at least a year, and decided that she would try and push everyone physically off of the road. Now, just because you're wearing a fancy dress and a silly little badge that should say cunt, it doesn't mean that you can come over and push people around. Now, obviously that caused a problem. Everyone's very upset. Everyone's very stressed in the current predicament at the moment, but the police's sort of objective, rather than focusing on the person that had actually been in the crash, was to somewhat come over and start a fight with everyone else. So we all backed off of the road. They were trying to sort of get us off the dual carriageway. There was a big grass verge, as you'll see in the video of the car. So in terms of safety and the road being shut, or the lane being shut that this happened in, we were quite clearly obviously safe, but they were trying to get us out of the road, which is obviously slightly understandable. We were sort of in the road and around the car, trying to pick bits up and put them on the side and make sure the owner got all this stuff out, and while other people were looking for a phone that had come out during the crash. Anyway, yeah, so she proceeded to come over doing that, which isn't good. And then it led to a verbal altercation where someone called a police officer a cunt. And then they deemed that necessary to try to assault him. Because they couldn't trip him over, they then had to take him over to the car. They handcuffed him with it very tight around his wrists, which you'll see in the video, and proceeded to force him into the car. Now, alongside that, there was this sort of big, muscular, 6-foot officer, definitely one of those that's a little bit insecure about his hair loss, a little bit insecure about him being, you know, an albino, you know, and obviously trains to make up for his lack of penis size, but he decided to take it upon himself to become offended to being called a spastic. So one of the other lads who was there, you know, said to the officer, you know, you're a spastic. He decided that deemed acceptable for him to then very violently assault the other lad as well, throw him to the floor, force him down by his neck to the floor. Again, I haven't got the takedown on video because it's behind, but again, you're all going to see this on video. Absolute fucking madness. I've never seen something like it. Probably one of the most craziest scenarios I've ever been in. Just absolute madness. I had an officer, which I didn't record, but I had an armed officer calling me an idiot. Literally for no reason. Yeah, it's just mad. So, yeah, it was the 30th birthday of the lad that we're out with that evening, and it almost ended with him being arrested. So, yeah, it's mad. Obviously, both of the lads were de-arrested. Of course, under the public order offence, the word spastic doesn't really apply to that law. So, realistically, he was basically assaulted, falsely imprisoned, and everything else involved with that. As for the other lad that used the swear word, again, it could come under that legislation, but it's down to an officer's sort of perception. And what sort of police are we employing onto the force that are very emotional, are very insecure and very sensitive about minor words, especially spastic? There's no reason at all for an officer to be slamming someone by their head to the floor for saying the word spastic. It just goes to show, if they're so fragile-minded about a certain sentence, then how can we trust these people to be walking around with tasers, batons, and all that sort of thing as well? So, yeah, it was mad. And that was last week. So, I mean, also, literally, at the weekend as well, on the Sunday, I lowered my car, which is also very eventful. And that'll be another video to come soon as well. So yeah, eventful. Into this week now. I've got some plans, but I'm not going to mention them in this week's video because I'm not really confirming what's going on. But there is going to be some stuff happening this weekend, a potential bit of urban exploring, potentially something else. But that again will come next week. Now I know that this week some of you guys were excited about this new series that I was going to be telling you guys about. Now this has come into place just because of how Friday was, and also because the land I'm doing it with I haven't been able to see, so I hope to see him this week so I can do, for next week's update, you'll get the update regarding the new series, among others to come as well. But that is really it for this week. Sorry it's a bit of a crazy one. It was not really planned to have gone this way, but it has. So yeah, there's been a switcheroo. Obviously today's video, and then Thursday you're going to have the car review. Now this video of this evening with the police incident is going to be next week, along with my weekly update, and also with probably the coilover video as well. And there's actually others also to come in as well. So there's just loads of things. We're loving it. It's exciting stuff. And yeah, what a start to the year. It has been crazy. But what I can say is, guys, that things are looking super up for me, and life is awesome. Now, what I'm going to say to finalise this video today is, although we are only now almost a month into the new year, I can tell you now I am chock-a-block with events for the next up to April already. So you guys are going to see so much good stuff, so much. And I hope a lot of you guys on here as well will bring our cars onto the channel as well, bring the reviews up. Just so much more is going on. It's mad. The car Limbo's coming out. So many things are just going on. It's just mad. So many things are coming, you know, and it's just great. At least my year is going somewhat more successful than those at Bristol City Car Meets. Of course, I can't leave them out of the video, can I? It is a new year, but we've also got to talk about people that are doing things wrong as well. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned this week to see that awesome review I did. Very special, very, very cool car I did there. And yeah, if you want to get your car reviewed, flip in, message me however you so wish, and let me know. I don't care whether it's fast or slow, big or tall, whatever it might be. I'll have anything on the channel. I love to see it. So guys, have a great week. You've got some awesome videos coming up, and I'm really excited to catch up with you guys next week in my weekly update. So have a great week, and I'll speak to you guys very soon.